Heinz, and was being built, helped build Anheuser-Busch. So we're all familiar. It's basically an investment firm that was started by a Brazilian magnate named Jorge Paulo Lemann, and he has built these.
Sorry, folks, I can't answer your questions. I'm just going to press tiles for a little bit.
Including, like I said, Kraft and Heinz, and he took a Brazilian beer company called InBev and related to Anheuser-Busch, which is now taken over SAB Miller, so basically owns all of the world of beer. Tried to buy Hershey at some point, but so that, it's a massive people. The way they have really built themselves is on the basis of an interesting thing called zero-based budgeting. And what does that mean? So that means that instead of when you go through your budget as a company and just say, oh look, we spent this much on this line item, let's, should we cut it a little, should we grow it a little? You start from zero every time. And what that has enabled them to do is to cut massive costs out of some of these businesses and create all kinds of extra profits, and ultimately money for themselves and their investors. So the thinking is that they're maybe ready to do, they 3G are ready to do another big deal. And the one that may be most prominent on the radar is Mondelez, which of course is a business that was part of Kraft at one point, was spun out of Kraft, and represents sort of a lot of the international businesses that used to be part of Kraft, and a lot of food stuff, obviously, cookies and the like. And the idea being that they could impose this massive cost-cutting exercise on Mondelez, find all kinds of savings. If you look back to what they did when they put Kraft and Heinz together, they took out 6%, the equivalent of 6% of the combined sales of those two companies. If you do that same thing for Kraft, Heinz, and Mondelez, you're talking about over $3 billion of pre-tax income that can be taken out of the business, which would, create immense value again. So these are the kind of, financial engineering types of things, and then financial razzmatazz that guys like 3G do to great effect in creating extra value.
Jeff Goldfarb, U.S. editor for Reuters Breaking Views, looking ahead in the immediate 2017 for mergers and acquisitions, and then, of course, Netflix. Are you going to be absorbed? I'm John Batchelor. This is the John Batchelor Show.
Trust is a cornerstone of a lasting relationship. It can't be traded or sold. It can only be experienced. Its value is lasting and precious. Reliability of all orders and services and building relationships of trust by offering protection, security, and retirement solutions that have helped to build stronger families, businesses, and communities. The Larkin Group and Auto Owners Insurance. Partners you can trust. Relationships that last. This is News Talk 580 WTCM Traverse City.
Let's face it, in life there is no free lunch. Who can you trust?
You can trust the NFCC, the nation's largest nonprofit network of credit counseling and financial education organizations. Come learn with us at nfcc.org.
Call 800-388-2227 or visit nfcc.org. A public service from the NFCC. I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. A lot of people know this keyboard cat. That's just one adoption story that started at a shelter. Visit shelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Amazon, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Fox News Radio, I'm Tom Graham.
So much for everything you've done and given us hope.
A love fest in Chicago by supporters attending President Obama's farewell address. And the president giving it right back.
Michelle and I have been so touched.
And encouraging a crowd of about 20,000 to organize if they're disappointed by the way things are going.
Our democracy is threatened whenever we take it for granted. All of us, regardless of party, should be throwing ourselves into the task of rebuilding our democratic institutions.
President Obama also warning of growing partisanship, which he says threatens American democracy. President-elect Donald Trump set to hold a news conference Wednesday, comes amid New York Times and CNN reports citing unnamed intelligence
intelligence officials and claiming Russians have compromising personal information about the incoming president. Mr. Trump tweeting, calling it fake news. Meantime, the Senate nomination hearing for Mr. Trump's Attorney General pick continues Wednesday. Fox's Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill, where Senator Jeff Sessions has been getting a grilling.
Swimmingly, the nomination of General John Kelly, the Homeland Security Secretary, but the Attorney General nominee, Jeff Sessions, is a bigger problem. He had an all-day hearing. He's going to have a lengthy hearing. U.S. Senator Corey Booker, Democrat of New Jersey, testifying against him. This is unprecedented in the history of the United States Senate.
Sessions has been accused of making racist remarks decades ago, something the Alabama Republican denies. Evacuations are underway in California's Sacramento County after relentless rain. So far, 2,000 fleeing floodwater. Meantime, to the east, parts of the Sierra Mountains getting 10 feet of snow. Fox News Radio, Larry Ballard.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. I go to school with your children. We say that President Lincoln has got me. He seems here on the neighborhood, and they tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. When I'm 1 out of 55 children in America, whatever we want. I want to grow up to be someone who doesn't go to bed hungry. There's enough food in this country to feed everybody. Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like we quietly struggle to hunger. Together, we are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The hunt for a cop killer continues in the Orlando area. Fox's Evan Brown in Florida.
Police in Orlando have yet to catch Marquise Lloyd, who they say shot and killed Master Sergeant Deborah Clayton as she tried to bring the news of the murder of his premises.
Reward for the capture of Marquise Lloyd has been raised to $100,000.
The highest reward ever offered by law enforcement in Central Florida, says Chief John Mina. An Orange County, Florida deputy was also killed in a traffic wreck as he tried pursuing Lloyd.
Investigators also warning the public not to try and approach Lloyd. The IRS is delaying tax refunds for more than 40 million low-income families this year. The agency is stepping up efforts to fight identity theft and fraud. The delay will affect families claiming the earned income tax credit and the additional child tax credit. A judge says to order an about white supremacist and convicted South Carolina mass murderer to death in a matter of hours.
It took a bit more than 3 hours for the jury to reach its sentence and death, agreeing unanimously that the prosecution proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that Dylan Roof committed the murders of 9 people at Emmanuel AME Church in Charleston. Melvin Graham, brother of one of the victims, Cynthia Hurd, says he hopes this decision sends
Feel the way he feels that this community will not tolerate it.
Roof indicated he plans to ask for a new trial. He will return to court Wednesday morning for the formal sentencing to affirm the jury's decision. Colonel Scott, Fox News.
The first black attorney in the U.S. Justice Department's Civil Rights Division planning to retire, Selton Henderson, lost his job at the department after voting his car to Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., who went on to serve as the dean at Stanford Law School and appointed to the federal bench in 1980. Asian markets overnight mostly mixed. This follows a mixed day on Wall Street, Dow slipping 31 points, Nasdaq comes 20. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News Radio.
Checking in at WTCM Utah, 580 weather, scattered some clouds and some scattered snow showers around Northern Michigan right now. A windy one out there. Winds out of the west 15-30, gusting up to 50. Temps right around 20. Rest of your Wednesday, cloudy skies. Isolated snow showers around the day. Accumulation warming up to the lower 30s.
eruptions. Waves of climate refugees seeking sanctuary.
Closing on that song of hope that brought him to the White House. President Obama, doing his last formal address as president, putting his distinctive stamp on American tradition. Farewell address unlike any that we've ever seen before, a hybrid really. Our campaign is being the State of the Union. A song of gratitude and hope. And Bruce Springsteen in the background, and John Paul. This speech so distinctly Obama, in some ways a bookend to that first speech he gave at the convention, Democratic convention. It introduced him to so many back in 2004, where he talked about the values that bind us together. This one included a strong warning of the forces that drive us apart.
Yeah, in the end, you heard Obama the optimist, Obama of hope and change, the Obama of 2004, 2008. But through much of this speech, you heard Obama the realist. He told you last week, George, this one sentence historians will say about him, where he hopes is he believes deeply in American democracy.
Oh, this room was electric. It still is electric. People are on their feet. Some people are crying. Many of them are tears.
A cleaner earth for my child that I'm bringing into the world very soon.
Este es nuestro América, mi América. This is our America, my America, your America.
Alright, have you had enough?
I had enough on January 21st, 2009. Is it January 21st yet of 2017? Isn't this the time of year we'll remove the clock forward several days?
Not the clock boy's father. The clock went backwards for him yesterday. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, that didn't work out well, did it? For him?
We didn't figure that lawsuit would go anywhere. In fact, we were hoping that it would go further so they would open up all the records.
Yeah, let's see what really happened.
But the president's farewell speech yesterday, and again, this is all predicted. We told you that you might feel a little bit nauseated. It was interesting seeing some of my liberal Facebook friends almost in tears. As Louise said a long time ago, we're adults. Analyze what presidents are doing. There can be emotional times for a presidency. 9/11, some of the footage of George Bush on that particular day. You can look at that and you can become emotional on it. But we do live in a society at times, as we've said before, of children practicing political idolatry.
Yeah.
For anybody in the mainstream media to say that the president's goal was to bring people together had been delusional over the last 8 years.
Still delusional. By the way, I get it. It also moved me to tears. I was crying on January 21st, 2009. And I said to you in the pre-show meeting, you know, it would be great, one of the downsides of this, you know, this type of behavior, which led to November 8th, is you kind of cross your fingers that it will continue through the midterm in 2018 and through 2020 as well, if things are going well. You want them to continue so that the left loses again and again. And at first I thought, man, it's too bad he's kind of sticking around. Oh, wait, he is. He's not leaving. He's not leaving D.C. He's going to be as active as in fact, more active as an ex-president. And I suspect he's going to be very vocal as an ex-president. Likely to a degree that we have never seen. He's relatively young. He's going to be out there, and he's going to be very, very active. So that idolatry, what we just heard, is going to be out there. He'll be making speeches again. He's not done making, and I don't mean the ones where he's going to get $1 million per. He's going to be out there making speeches. He's going to campaign for things. There's no doubt. This guy loves to campaign. He loves the rock star side of it, and he's going to be out there engaging in it as an activist, and that type of idolatry will be there in the media to give people that rolling of the eyes that led to November 8th.
And I will just be blunt and put up this question, which we've done many times. Tell me one instance where the president attempted to bring the people of this country together, because that's what we've been hearing. I can't give you one example. Maybe there is one that I've missed, but I right now cannot give you an example where President Obama was trying to bring people together. His whole presidency has been to split people apart based on physical characteristics. And the worst of what he did is he was the leader. He was the leader and catalyst of promoting the hate police movement in this country. And he started early on with the Professor Gates incident in Massachusetts. And then he continued from that point on. This president's only claim to fame in that area is attempting to split people apart, not bring people together. It's interesting that still, when you look at it all, we went through the substance, not the political rhetoric, not the political idolatry, but the actual specifics of what he was doing. And it basically comes down to the only thing that he can take credit for is more regulations and the push for climate.
Thanks for watching.
And the kind of point was